Hello you guys. So today I'm going to be doing a psychic topic video. A surprising number of you have asked me to do another psychic topic video. Thank you. And so I thought I would. And let me drink some water here. All right. So today I thought I'd talk about just how I prep for a psychic reading and the various experiences that I have during when I'm doing a reading for a client. Now I do readings in person and over the phone and via video, and the majority of the readings that I give are via the phone. It's no thing for the spirit world to give the medium the information via the phone or via being in person. There is no time and space in that dimension. You know, spirit will just communicate wherever, whenever, and however it needs to or wants to. And so what I do is I prep beforehand, before I call my client. And how I do that is first I turn on some music. And what really gets me into the sort of vibratory state of mind is it's a YouTube video that's an audio. It goes on for like hours, and it's the so it's like Buddhist monks chanting the And so what I do is I make sure that I tell everyone I know that I'm going to be busy and need to be undisturbed for that hour. And then that's when I put my music on. I light a white candle, and I cleanse the area that I'm going to be sitting in with sage. I have a natural bundle of sage. We actually have sage growing in our garden, and gets bundles of it and then ties it with a tie, and I use that as my smudging sage stick. And so I cleanse all of my chakras, and I also cleanse just the general room that I'm in. And at that time, when I'm cleansing my own chakras with the sage, I am usually praying at that point and asking that what I do is I put the sage close here, and I, like I'm cleansing my third eye chakra, and I say, please let only truth and light and love come through, so that I can give those kinds of messages. And then I go to my throat chakra and I say, may I speak only truth and comfort to the person I'm reading for. And then I go down to my heart and heart chakra, and I with the sage, and I say, may I be coming from a place of love, and may love fill my heart while I'm doing this reading for this client. And then I go down to the stomach chakra, and I say, please let my ego not enter into it, so that all that comes through is spirit. And then I go down to my sacral chakra, and I ask that I have creative, that my chi is flowing and my creative energy is flowing, and then I go down to my root chakra, and I just cleanse that in terms of safety and grounding, etc. And then I will go outside barefoot and stand in the grass or the dirt, and I will ask Mother Earth to get rid of any and all lower vibrational negative energies that I happen to be carrying at the time, so that I can just be as clear as possible with my client. In other words, I'm asking Mother Earth and God and Jesus to get rid of all the crap and garbage that I'm personally carrying, so that I can more serve my client. And then what I do is I make sure that I drink plenty of water beforehand, and I also have a glass of ice water at the side of me when I'm doing a reading, because I don't know what it is about doing readings, but I always get really overheated. And I use various card decks. 2 of the decks that I use are not tarot decks. They're different kinds of decks, but I do use my tarot deck for all my readings as well. So I have 3 decks that I use for each reading. And the tarot deck that I use for each reading, I only use that tarot deck only for readings for clients. I don't use that tarot deck on readings for myself. I don't use that tarot deck, I don't lend it to anybody to read. They're only for readings for my clients, so that I make sure I have everything I need with me, so that I won't have to get up and go find something, because that breaks the concentration and interrupts the client, and they're paying for it, so they're paying for my time. So I want to make sure that we're not interrupted. And so I also bring a pad of paper and a pencil or a pen. And because when I'm meditating, right before I make the phone call, that's another thing I do. I will meditate before the phone call, after all the cleansing and such with the sage and everything, and I will sit and meditate with that Om music, just to get myself to that brain state where I can more easily pick up pieces of, electromagnetic information from spirits and stuff. I'll be moved to write something, or I'll get a flash or a vision, or I'll get a word or a symbol, and I want to write it down so I don't forget. And then I also keep the pad with me when I'm reading for my client, because I'll take notes while I'm reading for my client. And I can also record the phone call, or the if someone wanted to listen to their reading afterwards. And I do long distance. I've read for people in West Africa and the UK, and I do those via Skype over the phone, or if you'd rather, I could do a Skype video as well. And so then I ask the client to, beforehand, before the phone call, to think of 3 to 5 questions. I kind of compare it to a telephone call, like both parties have to sort of start resonating that they're going to be having a reading, in order for the universe to start moving in that direction for them. It takes both ends to start the thought of the reading, and that way Spirit will know what their questions are, and they'll be able to let me know what the questions are, and what they give me the answers to those questions. And more often than not, I will choose cards before I ever call the person. I will choose about 3 cards, and how I choose these cards is, well, firstly, let me say, I choose 3 cards before the phone call, and then once I'm on the phone call with the client or in person, then I choose that as they ask me their questions, I go through the deck and choose another 3 cards. It always kind of blows my mind. Even though I'm the psychic and I'm passing on the information, I'm so I'm sitting here sometimes just as mind blown as you are on the other end, because I can't believe I can't believe where the information, where it comes from, like, you know, that accurate, like it just comes through. And you know, and I don't know, you know, the context or whatever, and then the client will be like, and you know, say, oh my God, that the blue pansy flowers, I can't believe you mentioned that, you know, and because you know, those are my front yard and my husband used to pick them for me every morning, you know. And I'll be like, you know, even I will be shocked at what Spirit, what the information, you know, that Spirit gives and gets. I don't do the usual tarot deck spread when I do a reading for a client. I will simply go through the deck like this. I will shuffle the deck, and Spirit will tell me what cards to pick. I don't know how to explain it, so I pick it out of the deck and I set it aside, and I pick, you know, 3 cards, and then I read them to the client before the questions, and they're like, oh, you know, oh my God. And then I do that again once they ask questions. And Spirit communicates to me in different ways for my client to give them information. Most of the time, I will get information in a tangible, feely way, clairsentient. I can feel them around me. I can feel them very strongly coming through, and depending on, you know, who it is on the other side, I'll feel different things physically in my body. And I'm learning now to communicate to the client what I'm feeling in my body, whereas before I would not do that. I wouldn't tell them, oh, I'm feeling this or that, or I feel this or that, because I just thought it was just me and it had nothing to do with the client. However, now I'm understanding that sometimes when I feel those things, it's actually because of the Spirit that's coming through. So I've learned that, you know, if I have something physical going on, I need to communicate that to the client. And so Spirit will communicate to me via, you know, feel. They will also communicate to me via sight, in different ways. I will see like sort of flashes of white golden light or white silver light whenever Spirit is trying to tell me, you know, like yes, the answer is yes. Sometimes I will also see things when I close my eyes. I will see just various images. I'll see faces of people. I'll see people doing things. I'll see, you know, just various things outside. And so I need to communicate all of those to the client. And sometimes they'll show me like numbers or letters or symbols when I close my eyes, and I'll have to communicate those to the client as well. They are right when what the client said is right on and dead on. The Spirit will do certain things to me physically. They will. It's usually like almost an electrical chill feeling on the sides of my head right here, and on my shoulders right here, and basically on the sides of my body. I will get intense electrical tingles and chills up and down, and that's them going, yes, yes, to that thing that you just said. 9 times out of 10, when I'm doing a reading for a client, Spirit that has passed on will come through. Not all the time will a Spirit come through, but more often than not. And when they do, I mean, I immediately feel it. And as I've done these readings, now I've learned that feeling, what it means. So, and spirits come through, and they come through. They don't care. Wave of energy literally hitting me, depending on the personality that's coming through. You know, how intense it is or not. And it's an energy, and it gives me like intense chills and tingles, and like it's just, I get overwhelming emotions as well. Spirit, whatever emotion that the spirit is having, that is the emotion that will come through. So during a lot of readings, I will become very emotional and start crying. I won't just sit there and go, "Whoa," you know, I'll keep it under wraps and everything, but you know, I will feel what they are feeling, the spirit. Sometimes the loved one that the person is communicating with feels sadness, and I feel that. And sometimes they will be just so elated and excited to speak to the person, and I feel that elation and excitement. Sometimes it will be just a feeling of intense, great love, such as when a mother comes through. Any mother that's passed, it tends to be like a very loving energy that comes through. And so, you know, it's very fulfilling. It's very satisfying and fulfilling. That's the one thing that I've learned after, you know, as I do each reading, I feel so honored that I'm allowed to participate in this this dance between spirit and my client. So that's about it. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment down below and I'll answer as soon as I can. And thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon on the next video. Bye-bye.